Thank you everyone for listening. I want to share with you, Rabbatai, a few machshavot, a few thoughts about the Heilige holiday, the holy Yom Tov of Chag Sukkot. The Rambam writes in Perik Chet, Echot Ulav Halacha Yud Bet, Af al pi shekol ha'me'odot mitzvah lismoach be'en, even though all the Chagim, all the Yom Tovs, all the holidays, is a mitzvah to be besimcha, to be happy. Bechag Sukkot, specifically in the holiday of Sukkot, Aitashem b'mikdash simcha yetera. When we had the Bet HaMikdash, when we had the temple, there was an extra simcha. Shene'emar, like the pasuk says, v'samachtem mifnei Hashem elokechem shivat yamim. You should be happy, besimcha, with Hashem for 7 days, during the Yom Tov, the holiday of Sukkot, when we had the Bet HaMikdash. The Gaon Mevina writes, the Nusach, the prayer that we say on Sukkot, we say Zman Simchateinu. On Pesach we say Zman Chaotenu. On Shavuot we say Zman Matan Torotenu, where Hashem gave us the Torah. On Sukkot we specifically say those words. Zman, it's a time. Simchatenu, to be happy, to be besimcha. Why is this holiday Sukkot known to be the holiday of simcha, of happiness? What is it with going inside the sukkah? What is it that leaving your comfortable home, going inside a hut, even though you try to make it look nice and fancy, at the end of the day it's a rai, it's temporary, and it's a hut. What makes it besimcha to leave your house, your comfort, and then go inside the uncomfortable sukkah? Rabbatai, the answer is, the Chidar writes something unbelievable, and it's a lesson not only for Sukkot, but throughout the year. The Chidar writes like this. The Chidar writes, Ve'od remez, ki zman simchatenu. Why is Sukkot a happy holiday? Kasher nistakel besukkah, because when one looks inside the sukkah, v'nida v'yitorer, and a person recognizes and wakes up while he's sitting inside the hut, inside the sukkah, she'anachnu arai ba'olam hazeh, we are only in this world for temporary, we're only here for a short ride. Az yavo simchato, then that will result in happiness. Ki bezeh lo nilech be'etzat yetzrenu, when you know you're only here for short, you're not going to listen to a yetzara. Levalot atzmenu, to spend your time ba'achanot ha'olam hazeh, to prepare too much for this world. Ve'havelav, and all the hevel avelim, all the nonsense that a person can waste time in this world. Ki hem hevel, they're all a waste of time. Hevel avelim. Look, Shlomo Melech writes in Kohelet, and while you're sitting in the sukkah and you wake up recognizing that just like the sukkah is dirat tarai, is a temporary home, you're also in this world temporary, you're going to now focus on much bigger goals and the important goals in life. The davar hanitzchi is going to be everlasting. The osher titiri, and constant happiness. Shezeh esek atorah v'amitzvot, that is to spend your time and be busy with Torah and mitzvot. Asher tovam kayam, because their goodness is actually everlasting. The Chidav here, Rabbatai, teaches us what the holiday of Sukkot is. Baruch Hashem, we build a sukkah. Baruch Hashem, we celebrate Sukkot. But what is the concept of sukkah? What does Hashem, what does God want us to learn from Sukkot and live by every single day the rest of the year? The message is, says the Chidah, we leave our dirat keva, we leave our permanent comfortable homes, and we moved inside a dirat tarai, into a temporary house, the sukkah. And a sukkah, as much as you want to make it seem comfortable, it's never going to be as comfortable as your house, not even close. And that's the concept. The point is, Hashem wants you to leave your comfort zone and go inside the sukkah and celebrate and be besimcha. How does that lead to happiness? Because when you're inside this uncomfortable place called the sukkah, when you're inside this temporary place called the sukkah, it reminds you, relax a little bit. Don't fall for the rat race of the world, of chasing wealth and money and comfort in this world, because we are in this world for a short time. This is a dirat tarai. This world is like a sukkah. It's only a temporary place. The Zohar writes, a person who acts like a resident in this world, as if he's here forever, and this is what he's created for, to live in this world, he will be a guest. Only a ger in Olam Haba is going to be a guest in Olam Haba, because he's not going to have a good house. But a person who knows he's a guest ba'olam hazeh, he's a ger in this this world, he actually will be a toshav, a resident in the next world. What the Zohar here is trying to say, a person who recognizes he's only in this world from temporary, he's just a guest. This world is just like an Airbnb, just like a sukkah. When you know you're only here for temporary, you focus on the bigger goals and what makes a difference in the important things, and that is to grab Torah and mitzvot. And when you focus on a davar nitzchi, like the Chidar writes, then you can Bezat Hashem have a much bigger house in Olam Haba. You'll be a resident in Olam Haba. But a person, if Chas v'Shalom, God forbid, misses the boat and thinks it's about this world, and he focuses only on this world, and he acts like a resident as if he's here forever. When it comes to Olam Haba, you hardly built anything. He'll be considered like a guest in Olam Haba. The Rambam writes, Sukkot is known to be a holiday that brings simcha, happiness. And we asked why. Rabotai, the answer is the Chida answers. The more a person recognizes this world is temporary, the happier that person will be. Why would you be happier when you recognize this world is temporary? Because you're focused on much bigger goals. And all the inconveniences and yisurim and the pain in this world are not going to bother you as much. And that will lead to simcha, to happiness. When somebody goes in the subway, if you ever been one, now it's dangerous, thanks to the Democrats, but if you ever went in the subway in New York, you're never going to find anybody walking in there, or at least I hope not, with a microwave or a couch or a fridge. Everybody, no matter how wealthy you are taking the train or how poor you are, everybody sits in the same uncomfortable plastic bench and everybody's perfectly fine. How is it? How is it possible everyone is okay riding such a subway, such an uncomfortable orange bench? The answer is because everybody inside taking the ride knows it's only for temporary. I have a destination to get to, so I use the subway, but it's only for temporary. When you recognize something is temporary, even though really it's uncomfortable, you let it pass and you live with it and it doesn't bother you. In their homes, no way they're going to have those plastic benches. In their home, they got to have a comfortable couch, because in their home, that's where they live. It's not temporary. A subway is temporary. Says the Chida, what is the point of going inside the sukkah? The point is to recognize you're in this world for temporary. It's dirat tarai. This world is a temporary house. It's dirat tarai. And the more you live by that and you recognize the truth that we're only here for temporary, then all the uncomfortable things in this world are not going to bother us, because we are focused on our destination. What is our destination? Torah and mitzvot, giving nachat to Hashem, serving Hashem, getting close to Hashem, and building our Olam Haba. So we ask, how does Sukkot lead to happiness, to simcha, like the Rambam writes? The answer is, when you go inside the sukkah and you remind yourself, I'm only here for temporary. I don't have that much time. Even if we live to 120 years, there's so much to accomplish. Who has time to fight with others? Who has time to be busy with something that's uncomfortable? Who has time to go purchase so many items for the house? There's no time. I got to focus on Torah and mitzvot to get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And even when things happen that are uncomfortable, that bother us, like yisurim and pain, it's not going to bother us as much, because we are busy with bigger and better things. That is to get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that will lead to simcha. That will lead to happiness. Because when a person accomplishes more spirituality, more in Torah and mitzvot, he will feel content. He will feel accomplished. Accomplishment equals happiness. That will give a person simcha. Rabotai, I want to share with you an unbelievable midrash. Brought down in Midrash Rabbah. We know Cain and Hevel, unfortunately, the two brothers fought before they killed each other. What did they fight about? What was the machloket? What exactly did they fight about? The Midrash brings down an unbelievable thing. Cain was supposed to get all the karka, all the lands of the world. Hevel was supposed to get all the metaltalin. Metaltalin is things that are movable objects of the world. So let's say there was horses, let's say there was donkeys, let's say there were wagons. All these things Hevel was supposed to learn, to own. But karka, land, actual property, Cain was supposed to own. Says the Midrash, Cain and Hevel, and their levels obviously, they were very holy people, Cain and Hevel got into an argument that I want some metaltalin, I want some movable objects under my ownership too. And Hevel started fighting with Cain that I also want some land. And because of that fight, that led to friction. Unfortunately, it caused one of the greatest tragedies ever happened in the Torah, Kedusha, for history, that the two brothers got into a fight and then one of them had to get killed. But the Midrash says an unbelievable thing. How is it possible that Cain and Hevel are fighting over something that they have so much of? The whole world was in front of them. They owned the whole world, all the land, all the metaltalin, all the movable objects, and you're still fighting? You have so much wealth, both of you two brothers, and you're still fighting over more and more? From here we learn something tremendous, says the Siftei HaChaim. From here we learn, Rabotai, it's not about how much wealth a person has. It's not about how much products you own. It's about how you appreciate and how you treat all the wealth and products that you already own. It's not about conquering more land. It's about appreciating how much you already have. That will give you happiness. Conquering more, having a lot, not necessarily will make you happy. Because you see, Cain and Hevel had everything. They had the whole world to themselves. And they still fought for more. Because what brings you simcha is when a person recognizes the good that Hashem already gave them. The reason why the Rambam writes that Sukkot is Zman Simchateinu, is a holiday that gives you happiness, and because Sukkot teaches you this world is short, and in this world your main accomplishment should be Torah and mitzvot. And if you already have Baruch Hashem possessions, and if you already have money, and Hashem gives you health, and Hashem gives you money, and Hashem gives you Baruch Hashem so many things, our job is not to want more. Our job is actually to be thankful and appreciate how much Hashem already gave us, and that will give you simcha, that will give you happiness. Sitting inside the sukkah reminds us of that lifestyle. The life is short, and actually we are very comfortable for what we need in this world to accomplish Torah and mitzvot. If a person's goal is this world, then they start complaining because they're not comfortable enough. But if a person recognizes this world is only a sabr ride to Olam Haba, life gets a lot more comfortable, and a person starts becoming happier and happier, accomplishing more Torah and mitzvot, and that person stops complaining. That is why specifically Sukkot is Zman Simchateinu. Because when a person celebrates Sukkah properly, that will lead him to happiness. Thank you so much for listening.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.